Good day to everyone. Welcome back to my channel and thank everybody for all the support. When I go on the street, people say, they've been watching the videos and I need to keep making videos. As usual, like, subscribe because people have not been subscribing. It helps with the algorithm, so you need to actually subscribe to help the channel grow. And of course, share. So, today I have I've seen a number of questions, about 6 questions. Some on tourism, some of them on car racing, and I see some on drugs. How do I feel about like marijuana and so forth? Car racing, I was hoping nobody asked me the question about car racing because that could be very controversial how I answer that question. But I will answer with all honesty in all questions and settings how I feel. But today, let me see what I could touch on today. Maybe I could do all the videos today. Let me see, uh, time permitting. Let me touch on marijuana. As you do know, I worked in customs for many years, and a part of customs training is to teach you about illicit drugs and marijuana and so forth. So I went on this course in Jamaica, I think in about 2000, in the year 2000, I think, yeah, 2000. I went on a course in Jamaica. I went on this Caribbean region drug interdiction investigators training manual. That was in Spanish Town, Jamaica, at Twickenham Park, where I met with a number of persons around the Caribbean, some from Cayman Islands, some from Bahamas and so forth, some from Antigua, St. Kitts, St. Vincent, St. Lucia. So on the course, we were learning about, of course, drugs, because as a customs officer, you have to know how to identify illicit drugs and identification and how do you deal with drugs when you catch people with drugs. The course was going good in Jamaica. Did my presentation. Everybody went up and did their presentation and the country that they come from. I gave them an idea as to what happens in Montreal. Other countries did the same thing. During the course, we were talking about things like cocaine and hashish and other drugs. But when it came to marijuana, there was a deep discussion. What happened is that majority of people who was a part of the training course, when it came to the subject of marijuana, majority of people did not consider marijuana to be a drug. However, marijuana is considered a psychoactive drug. And what is a psychoactive drug? Let me just read something for you. A psychoactive drug is a substance that alters brain function, leading to changes in perception, mood, consciousness, or behavior. Examples include caffeine, alcohol, and marijuana. And that is where the discussion got heated because imagine you went on a training course and majority of the enforcement officers had no interest in marijuana because nobody really considered marijuana to really be a drug because marijuana was created by God as a plant. And in our common sense, who would ever consider one of God's plant, to be such a dangerous drug? Now, all my life, I've never seen somebody who smoke marijuana do some dangerous things, like how I see people who drink alcohol does. I've never seen people who smoke marijuana actually do real dangerous things. People who smoke marijuana is usually very calm, very relaxed. So at the end of the day, I'm saying, why is marijuana such a big issue? Especially now the world is actually not even bothered about marijuana and they're using marijuana to create revenue. If marijuana was something like a drug that made you do crazy things and make you go home and beat up your wife or something like that, I could understand that it's a dangerous drug, make you kill people and so forth. But evidence is not showing that marijuana is doing this. I mean, caffeine is not illegal. So why would marijuana be illegal if in case caffeine is not illegal and alcohol is not illegal? So when you ask the question about marijuana, how do I feel about marijuana? Personally, I could say straight up I have no issues with marijuana. I have an issue with smoking in public places. And then you have the smoke going to different people that are not interested in smoke. Just like how I have an issue with cigarettes. When people smoke their cigarettes and they blow their smoke left, right, and center. I also have an issue, especially the other day I went to church for a funeral. And when I went to church for a funeral, there was so much smoke from the incense that they were shaking up and down. So much of smoke that people had to actually leave the church and go outside and come back inside. So I know people who do not go to church simply because they cannot deal with the smoke. Because the incense is just too much for them. They use too much incense and there is too much smoke. So to me, we have to find a way how to actually deal with marijuana in terms of controlling marijuana. We have the Rastafarian committee, we have to give respect to them because Rastafarian is a religion. And at the end of the day, certain things they should be allowed to have also. Also, people would like to use marijuana not for smoking, but for making tea. So it is my opinion that people be allowed to at least have a plant in their yard without any issues. When you come on the street, it's a different matter. When you come to a public place, it's a different matter. And if you're going to be so strict on marijuana and smoking, because smoking is not good for anybody, but people have their choices, then we need to be strict on cigarettes also, because at the end of the day, when a person is smoking cigarette, they're actually polluting the atmosphere. So when you do something for one, you do for the other. So I think it's time for us to find a way how to actually not allow people to get locked up and mash up their career because of marijuana. Because most law enforcement people, they are not actually interested in pursuing marijuana as a crime. Majority of people are not interested. A lot of law enforcement people definitely is not that interested in locking up people for marijuana these days. So we have to find a way how to deal with marijuana. That's my short answer. Me, I have no issues with it. I'm not gonna smoke it because smoking is not good for nobody. But people who want to have marijuana for tea purposes and people who want to have marijuana to smoke in their yard and don't come out of their premises, they should be allowed to. So we have to find a way how to actually get this into law. There's also a little issue when people come to Montserrat on holiday, they too are looking for marijuana to smoke because that's what they're accustomed to. And if in case that we are going to encourage tourism, to which I'm going to speak about, if in case we're going to encourage tourism, we have to cater for everybody. Yes, we don't want smoking in public places. We don't want people to be smoking and pushing air in and smoking people's face and so forth. But we have to find a way how to, allow certain things, and we have to find a way how to use marijuana and plant it and make money from it, so the government can actually make money from this product. Because we could have our own product and ship it overseas also, just like most of the countries are doing right now. So that's my little thing on marijuana. Almost 10 minutes talking already. So, yeah, thank you.